Hey guys, what's up? I am on my way home from the gym, and like I said, I'm gonna start producing a lot more content from the car because my drive is 45 minutes one way. So, I figured instead of listening to content on my drive home, sometimes I will, like podcasts and stuff. I figured, I need to be producing content. So, and there's not really a better way for me to utilize my drive time, than to produce some content for you guys. So, one thing that I wanted to share with you that was on my mind recently, there's just so much I've been learning pretty much on a daily basis about nutrition, about like the body, about diet, about training. I mean, just on a daily basis, like just both with myself and then like what I'm learning from other, competitors, bodybuilding competitors, and my coach and other coaches. So it's been really, really cool to like learn all this information, because the sport of bodybuilding, man, they are way ahead of the pack. Like, they know what's up. They know what's going on. Like, I have never, not like there's one way to lose weight or anything like that. There's no secret or anything, but these guys just have this stuff down to a science. And I think that's one of the really cool things about this bodybuilding sport is just how in tune they are with like getting the results they want. And now I'm able to experience that, and I think it's really cool. I really appreciate it, and I wish I had actually known a lot of this stuff before going into CrossFit, and I think it would have helped me out a lot, like performance wise, for sure. Anyways, as you know, I'm on my prep right now. I don't know, I think I can't keep track anymore, but it's like I'm 4 weeks down or 4 weeks in, I'm not sure, something like that. And I was having really good progress. Like, my weight was going down like it should when my calories were cut. But this past week, I've been noticing some trends. Really, the past 4 weeks, I noticed that, for one, my weight goes up during the week. So on Mondays, I always weigh my least. And then by the time Friday hits, I'm usually about 5 pounds more than what I weighed on Monday. Okay, so I started noticing this trend, and like I started to like think that, okay, this, like, there's something going on here after I saw it for like the 4th week in a row. So I figured, okay, well, I am like feeling really soft in my midsection, and I feel like I'm just like holding a lot of water. And so I figured, okay, at first I was like, well, maybe I'm eating too much salt, because I eat a ton of salt. Like, I like load up on the salt because it's just delicious, and like when I'm not allowed to have different sauces and flavors and stuff, then salt is going to be like my go-to. So anyways, I eat a lot of salt. So I thought, well, maybe that's it. So I cut down on that a bit. Nothing changed. Okay, so then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's not the salt. Maybe I need to drink more water. Maybe I'm not drinking enough water, because I have been really loose as far as like counting how many like of my water bottles I have. I thought I was getting about a gallon, but maybe a little shy. So I started to keep track of that. And actually, I noticed a little bit of a difference, I feel like, but it's also hard to tell because there are other variables as well. But I think what I'm concluding to is it's not salt and it's not water. It's the fact that in the middle of the week is when I stress the most. My finger's getting really tired of hanging on. So I can be a little strung out sometimes. Like, 1 minute everything's good, and then the next minute, if I get like a ton of emails at once, or all of a sudden I have to do this, and this, I like kind of freak out, and I get like really overwhelmed and like almost anxiety, but just because I like to have my shit done, and I don't like feeling like, I don't know, unproductive or anything. Like, I like to make sure everything has an order, and I know like a certain time to do certain things. Anyways, so the middle of my week can be pretty stressful with training, like both with training and then also just working and stuff. So I am almost certain that is why my weight has been going up in the middle of the week, because then on Friday, when I do weigh the most, that's usually the day I take my refeed meal. So, my high carb meal. And then on Saturdays, Sundays, I get my rest day on Saturday or Sunday. And it's just like a little less stressful than the middle of the week. And that's when my weight drops. And then I start back over on Monday at my lowest weight. So it's just really interesting. I mean, I've heard this stuff before, but this is the first time that I've experienced it. Well, not really experienced it, but I guess have recorded my body weights throughout the week, while I'm dieting, and, everything's just being documented and in a controlled manner. And I can almost guarantee that, that my weight fluctuation is highly dependent on my stress levels. So I just want to, share that with you guys, because, it's really easy to have like a high stress life, and it really does affect your metabolism and the way your body responds, especially if you're trying to diet. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind, that on top of everything else, like eating clean, hitting your macros, getting your training in, getting enough sleep, stress is huge. That's a huge part of the equation. And it can be both, physical stress and emotional stress. Obviously some stress is good, like, going heavy in the weight, with the weights and stuff like that. But you also want to find a balance. This is me saying this, but I am learning this, that you also want to find a balance for volume. So making sure that you're not doing too much volume, that your body can't recover and recuperate. And then also making sure that your emotional stress is healthy too, I think that what I'm going to start incorporating, like I'm just going to have to start incorporating some maybe breathing exercises. I've kind of fallen out of routine of like saying out loud what I'm grateful for, and being very aware of that. So I need to put that back in, because when I acknowledge what I'm grateful for, I am happier, and I don't let little things bother me as much. So I'm gonna try to instill those habits back in again, since I fell out of routine. Like I said, breathing exercises, and just being aware of maybe situations that cause my anxiety to spike, and when I'm aware of it, then I can solve the problem. Like I can just make sure it doesn't affect me so as much as maybe it was affecting me, like I can breathe, calm down, and then look at the problem, and then just figure out what the solution is, or how to attack it. So anyways, that's just a little nugget of information. I've got so much more that I actually want to share, but I like the short and sweet, vlog videos. So, hopefully you guys find that helpful, and hopefully you guys can, just remember that and start to incorporate, some de-stressing activities in your life. And, meditation would be great. I'm not good with that. I mean, what I'm saying is I probably haven't tried hard enough to make it a part of my life. But I know that meditation is huge, and it would definitely, most certainly help, and I should do it, and maybe I will, but I'm going to start off with just baby steps with like being aware of my stress and situations that cause it. So yeah. Hey, so one more thing that I kind of forgot to talk about is in the beginning I was saying, okay, so I noticed that my stomach felt and looked like soft and jiggly, like more than normal, especially as I'm like cutting weight. I just thought it would be a little bit more, start to be like become more firm. And turns out one of the new things that I learned, actually I did notice this in my last prep as well, is that your body tend to look worse before you look better. And I noticed this during my last prep when, like right before my show and like right before I started to really lean out, my body just didn't look as good. Like it just looked worse. Like it looked softer before it started to look like leaner. And that's the case that I'm kind of going through right now, is that, and I thought it was like water weight or something to do with salt at first. And it's actually neither of those. It's the fact that my fat cells are basically breaking down. And so it's just causing my skin to be like looser, or just like, looser, softer. Like if I pull on it, it kind of gives like a little ripple effect a little bit, like it jiggles a bit. And so that's a good sign. I mean, even though it sucks, but it's actually a good sign, because that means that, our body's actually breaking down fat. So, and I just wanted to communicate that, because I think that's key when, especially with a lot of the clients I work with, you just got to trust the process. You can't, rely, or you can't think that everything's going bad or going the opposite direction if the scale goes up, or if you start to look like worse. As long as you're doing the things that you should be doing, like following your meal plan or your macros, and you're doing your exercise and all that, then, you're on the right track, most likely, as long as you're getting enough food and you don't have that metabolic damage, which is a whole nother vlog that I'd like to talk about. But yeah, so you just got to continue to trust the process, trust your coach, and you'll get over that hump and start to see that improvement. But at first it's a real slow going, and then I think you just need to get over that hump, and then you'll start to see some really good changes. So I just wanted to talk about that, and that's basically what I'm going through right now, and trying to implement those de-stressing activities as much as I can, and we'll see how this week goes. All right, thanks for joining me, guys. We'll see you later.